Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Could, would, should? Let's talk about it. Could I speak English? Where would I speak English? Should I speak English? Could, would, should? Help! These three verbs, could, would, and should, are called modal verbs, and they can be tricky for a lot of English learners. Are they tricky for you? Well, I have some good news. Today, I'd like to challenge you with a could, would, should test. Are you ready? I'm going to ask you 8 questions using the different forms of could, would, and should, and I want you to try your best. Look into your heart and choose the correct answer. You'll have 3 seconds to choose could, would, or should, and then I'll explain, hopefully clearly, why that's the correct answer. Number 1, let's imagine that you work for an American company and one of your coworkers tells you that she's having trouble making friends in your country. So you want to give her some polite advice. You say, if you want to meet local people, you go to a bar. You could go to a bar. You would go to a bar. You should go to a bar. You have 3 seconds to choose the best answer. 3, 2, 1. If you want to make friends, you could go to a bar. We use could to give a polite suggestion. This isn't commanding someone to do something. We'll talk about that with should later. To practice this way to use could, I want to ask you a question. If I visit your city, where could I get a good view? Sometimes it's nice to go up high and look down on the city. So where could I go to get a good view? For example, if you came to my city, you could go to a nearby mountaintop and look down on the city. You could go to a nearby mountaintop. Number 2, let's imagine that you're visiting a new country and as you're walking down the street, someone tries to steal your phone. When you go back and tell the hotel receptionist about this, she says, well, in the future, you take your phone outside. It's not safe. What's the best answer? You couldn't take your phone outside, you wouldn't take your phone outside, or you shouldn't take your phone outside. 3, 2, 1. In the future, you shouldn't take your phone outside. We use should to give strong advice. I hope you got this one correct because we just briefly mentioned it during number 1. In fact, this situation happened to my sister when she was living in another country. I won't mention where, but it was her first day in the country and she was walking down the street and a lady, kind of crazy lady, came up and tried to grab her necklace from around her neck. It wasn't something flashy, just a little tiny chain with a little emblem on it or something. And later when she told her friends about that experience, her friend said, oh yeah, you shouldn't wear jewelry, especially on that street because it's too dangerous. Thankfully, the lady didn't take her necklace. My sister screamed and the lady ran away, but it was a little bit frightening for her. So her friend's advice is really strong. You shouldn't wear jewelry, especially on that street. I just want to let you know that the verb should is so strong that we don't often use it for other people. You don't want to tell your friends, unless it's a dangerous situation, so you don't want to tell them, you should eat your vegetables. It's a little bit strange, but we often use this to talk about ourselves. If you want to give yourself advice, it's no problem if it's strong advice. You might say, I should wake up earlier, I'm sleeping too late. I should go to bed earlier because I'm having trouble waking up. I should. When you give yourself advice, this is perfectly normal and it's not too strong for someone else because it's about yourself. Let's go to question number 3. You help me with my project. Could you help me with my project? Would you help me with my project? Should you help me with my project? Which one feels the most correct? 3, 2, 1. Actually, this is a trick question.